Ciao, I'm Brittany and this is Lauren, and we're two of Festival's registered dietitians. And as you can see, today in our kitchen we are doing an Italian-inspired recipe.
Yes, Brittany, today we are making a chicken sausage and gnocchi skillet
Yum.
with cherry tomatoes and basil.
Wow.
Which is a mouthful, but it's a really, really good mouthful.
I was going to say, it sounds really good.
So the main ingredient in our recipe today is gnocchi. And gnocchi is a potato dumpling that is native to Italy.
Okay.
And oftentimes in Italian dishes it's used in place of pasta.
Right.
And a lot of times it can be used with sauces or just olive oil, and today we are just using olive oil.
Okay, great. And you can find it in the pasta aisle, just next to all the other pastas. And today we're using a whole wheat gnocchi, right?
Yeah, which is great.
And it's made with sweet potatoes as a filling instead of regular potatoes. So nice, hearty pasta we have. So far all we've done is cooked it, just like regular pasta, you boil it. And gnocchi cooks really fast, only a couple of minutes. You can tell it's done because the gnocchis will start to float to the top of the pot, or the top of the water. So you can just skim them off with the slotted spoon, really easy. So this has been cooked and drained, and we're just going to add a little bit of olive oil to prevent it from sticking together.
It does get a little sticky, so that olive oil does coat it very nicely and gives it a little extra flavor as well.
Yes.
Oh, they're just so fun. I love them.
I know, nice little pasta pillows is what I like to think of them
Yes,
as.
exactly.
All right, so we have oil, put some oil in our skillet, and I'm just going to turn up the heat, and we can go ahead and add our chicken sausage.
Yes, so today we are using Sure Make 100-calorie chicken sausages, and we're using a mild Italian flavor. There are several varieties of the Sure Make chicken sausages. They come in original and pepper jack as well, but today with our Italian flavors, we're going with the Italian variety. And the great thing about these is that they're pre-cooked, so really we only have to leave these in here for a couple minutes just to warm them up a little bit, get in the oil.
Right.
And
it's already smelling great. I love that they're pre-seasoned too, because that just makes dinner time so much faster. That's one less step you have to worry about.
Exactly. So we took 3 lengths, sliced them up really easy, and then we can move on while that's cooking to our vegetables.
To our veggies, yeah.
Yes. So today we're using cherry tomatoes. We've got 1 package of cherry tomatoes, sliced them in half. You could use grape tomatoes if you have those at home. That works great as well. And then we have basil. So what we're doing with the basil is we're going to chiffonade the basil.
Yep.
Which is just a fancy term for slicing it up into very thin strands. So how you do that is you take the leaves off the stem. We're going to take all our leaves here, layer them on top of each other, and then from here, after we have them all layered up, we're just going to roll them all together into a very tight little roll. And this is something that anybody can do. Again,
yes.
Fancy name, but really simple to do. So from here, we have our little roll. And then I'm just going to make very thin slices on an angle.
So you just have little strips.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you can kind of see they're coming out in little strips, little strands. And this is a great technique to use for really anything that calls for basil, whether it's pizza, another pasta dish. So from here, we have kind of all our little strands that we can kind of shred apart, and it'll make a great topping. And boy,
Excellent.
Does that smell good.
It does smell really good.
So throw those in here for now.
I think we're about ready to add our tomatoes in.
Yes.
So we're just going to let these sweat out a little bit, release their flavors. They only need to be cooked for a couple of minutes, if that. Just enough time for them to get nice and warm.
And we've got the oil in there, so they're getting a little flavor from the oil because we're not using any other sauce with this recipe.
Right. And we've done kind of a caprese-themed gnocchi dish, but you could certainly use whatever vegetables you have on hand or whatever you prefer. So whether it's bell peppers or onions, whatever you like.
And that's the great thing about gnocchi is it's really a blank
palette.
Yes, exactly.
All right, let's add this gnocchi in here, the star of our show. And I do love that this is just a 1 skillet dish. 1 pot to clean, It all just goes in there.
It's a perfect meal to make on a weeknight. It's simple, it's quick, not many dishes, and it's still something that's pretty fun and a little bit fancy too, a little bit out of the ordinary.
And definitely filling. Like you're going to be satisfied with this, even though it's simple ingredients. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper, just for good measure.
Yep. Always got to do that. And when you're done doing that, I'm just going to toss in
Our basil?
The basil. So we're gonna let it cook in there just a little bit, not very long, and mix it in.
Oh, that smells great.
Yes, it does. I just love the color too.
I love using fresh basil because it just gives it that fresh, that bite of freshness that a lot of these heartier dishes need.
I completely agree. And everything is browning up nicely. All the flavors are coming together.
Beautiful.
Our tomatoes are cooking down pretty well now.
Yeah, what do you say we
Give this a try?
give it a try?
Yeah, I think we're about done with it here.
Alrighty.
So I'm gonna give
That was
us.
fast.
I know, how quick is that, honestly? Give us a nice little serving here. Got to get all the facets in as well.
And again, this is a really great dish because it's so simple that whether you're serving just one person or a family, it's good to go.
Well, I definitely want a gnocchi.
Me too. I love those flavors. The basil and tomato, oh, you can't go wrong with that combination.
A little pillow of goodness, that's what they are.
Absolutely. Well, we hope you enjoyed this Italian-inspired recipe.
Buon appetito!